Before I jump into this, I need to talk about something that really shifted my perspective on what love truly means in a relationship. It's a story about values clashing and how sometimes the person you think you know can surprise you in the worst way. I grew up in Bend, Oregon, in a place where people didn't really flaunt their wealth. Your word meant something, and nobody thought twice about driving a 10-year-old truck if it still ran perfectly. My parents always taught me to save, to live within my means, and to never go into debt for things I didn't absolutely need. I took that to heart. I worked in IT, made good money, had a solid chunk saved, and honestly, I was content. I owned a small house outright, no car payments, no credit card debt, nothing hanging over my head. Some folks might call it boring, but for me, it was freedom. Pure and simple. Then, I met Chloe. It was at a summer party my buddy Mark was throwing. She walked in wearing this stunning dress, all confidence and style, totally out of place in Mark's backyard where everyone else was in jeans and t-shirts. She was from Los Angeles, worked in marketing, and she just had this magnetic energy. We started talking, and she told me she was tired of the rat race, tired of keeping up with all the expectations. And then she said my calm, grounded approach to life was refreshing. Refreshing. Like I was some kind of cool drink on a hot day. For the first few months, dating Chloe felt perfect. She'd drive out to visit on weekends. We'd have coffee on my porch in the mornings, go fishing at the lake, cook dinner together, just soaking up the quiet. She even laughed at herself when she couldn't bait a hook. She constantly told me how different my world was from hers and how lucky she felt to have found someone who wasn't obsessed with status. I remember one night, under the stars, she looked at me with these soft eyes and said she finally felt like she could breathe. That was it. That was the moment I fell completely for her, the moment I thought I'd found someone who truly understood me. But then little things started happening. Small comments, things I brushed off at the time. She'd joke about my truck being older than some of her friends' kids. She'd make remarks about how we should upgrade to a nicer restaurant instead of our local diner, or mention how friends in Los Angeles had these amazing apartments with skyline views. At first, I figured she was just making conversation, harmless comparisons. But the frequency started picking up. She'd scroll through social media and show me engagement rings her friends had, huge diamonds that cost more than my truck. She'd laugh and say, "Can you imagine spending that much?" But there was always this flicker in her eyes, a tiny spark of wanting that I tried to ignore. She started talking about her old life more often, the fancy dinners, the weekend getaways, the designer clothes she used to buy without a second thought. She'd always follow it up with, "But I don't miss any of that." Which, looking back, should have been my first real clue that maybe she did miss it more than she wanted to admit. Bottom left of screen. Click full story.